In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to cut and sew this simple Ankara gown. So guys, if this is a tutorial you're interested in, please don't forget to like this video, drop a comment for me in the comment section, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, don't forget to also subscribe. So guys, without wasting much time, let's get right into this video. So guys, I have this beautiful Ankara fabric here and I have just 6 yards here, but I ended up using 4 yards for the gown because it's a very free gown. So let's go into the cutting. So guys, this line right here is my starting line, like the shoulder line. So what I did was to measure my shoulder divided by 2. Then there is an extension. So I used about 6.5 inches for the extension. So you can use 5 or 4 because it's like a boo boo that you now attach a sleeve to it. So I'm using 6.5 for my extension. So that's actually 6, but 0.5 for the joining of this bodice to the sleeve. So what I measured was my shoulder divided by 2, then the 6.5 inches. So what I have at that top, so I transferred it down so that I can have a straight line. As you can see that the line I ruled before was not straight. So I went down by 1.5 for my shoulder slope. So now for my sleeve opening, to note to know the measurement you should use, you measure your bicep around your bicep. So whatever you have there, just add 2 inches extra. So my bicep is around 10 inches. So plus 2, that's 7 inches. So 10 divided by 2, that's 5, plus 2, that's 7. Then I added 1.5. So this 1.5 I added is for the joining at the side and the joining at the shoulder. So just add 1.5 inches. So the next thing I want to do is to locate my bust length. I will locate my half length, then I will locate my hip length. This is because this is not just a straight gown, so it has the bust, the waist, and the hip shape. So that's what I'm trying to locate at this point. So let me move this fabric up so that you can see. So let me just rule a line on those points. So this is my waistline, this is my hip line, and this line here is my bust line. So the next thing I want to do is to measure. Let's start with the waist. I'll measure my waist divided by 4. Then, depending on the ease allowance, but I would advise you just use 2 inches ease allowance. So I use 3 or so. Then you add another 1 inch for your sewing allowance. So whatsoever you decide on with your ease allowance, don't add too much. I think I later change all this. I later change this. At the bust area too, what I did at the waist is what I will also measure here. But at this waist area, I was thinking I should reduce the ease allowance. So I think I reduced it to about, is this 2.5? I just reduced it. Like I mentioned earlier, that just add 2 inches as the ease allowance. Don't add too much. Just add 2 inches for ease allowance. So I was contemplating which one to use, but I later ended up using, I think, 2.5 or so. Okay, 2.5. So I'm measuring 3.5 because 2.5 plus 1 inch for sewing, that's 2.5. So at the bust area, I'll measure my bust divided by 4. Since I'm using 2.5 for the ease allowance and 1 inch for the sewing allowance, I'll just measure the 3.5 together. So this is what the bust area looks like. As you can see that if I had used the waist area upward, it would have been short, like it would have not been okay. So that's why I measure the bust here so that I can know how wide this part should be. So after doing this, just connect it to your sleeve opening, just like I did, like that. So at the hip area also, my hip divided by 4, then the 3.5 inches, that's what I will measure. So to the end of my gown, I will also measure the same hip length, but I will still adjust the lower parts. Just keep watching. So the length of my dress is below my knee. I think I went down 5 inches below my knee length. So if you want the same length, just use 5 inches below your knee length. So I'll keep measuring what I have at the hip down like this. You may be wondering, where is the pink fabric? As you can see, it is under this because my fabric is two color. So I just folded it at the center just to get the two together. So guys, the next thing I want to do is to widen this lower part. So I will just add about, let's say, 1.5 or 2 inches at the lower part so that it is not just straight downward. Sure you get, so that it can have this A shape. So from the waist, I just connected it like this downward. I just added 2 inches to the opening down, like the M area. So now this is my bodies. I've measured everything I need to measure. So the next thing I'll do is to just cut this out. So guys, after cutting, we need to now cut the front. I forgot to mention that this is the back. So let's cut the front. But the front we have an extra of 2.5, 3.5 inches rather. So there will be a 3.5 inches extension at the center front. And please, when you are cutting, make sure that the way you are cutting this, when you want to join it, the the same color, the color, let me just say the pink color should align with the pink color. The pink color at the front should align with the pink color at the back, because after cutting my own, it did not align. So I did not take note of that. Please take note of it when you are cutting, because if your fabric is not the same, almost the same as the front and back, you might not be able to continue with the sewing. I could still continue with my sewing because the front and the back is almost the same thing, though there is a little different, but it was not so obvious. So I just had to switch the front to the wrong side, and I used the wrong side for the front and the the right side for the back. I don't know if you understand. I cut it like this, but after I was trying to align them together, I noticed that the pink will align with the gray, and the for the one side, and the gray we align with the pink, so they were mismatched. So I have to just change them so that they can match. I can match them together. So now for this side here, you will go ahead and fold. We added 3.5 inches for the extension. So when you want to fold it, you fold it on 3. But let's cut the neckline. So for the neckline, I'm using 2.5 inches by 1 for the back. So 2.5 inches by 1 for the back. We are using a bishop collar for the neck. So that's why I'm using this measurement. So we are cutting the back first. So 2.5 inches wide and 1 inches deep. So that's what I'm using. So let me remove the back and let's face the front. Let's focus on the front. Like I mentioned earlier, for the front, we added 3.5 inches extension. So we'll be folding 3 inches in. So the remaining 0.5 will be for the overlapping. We'll add a button or something at the front. So that's for the overlapping. So guys, after ironing, this is what I have. As you can see, I folded this and I folded the other side too. So this is what I have. So I can now measure my neckline. So this is 3 inches folded. So let's measure our neckline. So for the depth of this neckline, I will just be using 2.5 inches for the depth. We already cut out the wideness. So for the depth, I'll just use 2.5 inches. So that is what I will use. So guys, after cutting this, it's time to measure round the neckline so that we can know if this correspond with our neck circumference. We'll still have to sew this part by 0.5, so I'll deduct it after measuring. So after measuring, I think I have about 4.5 here, so I'll just deduct is 0.5, and this is on fold, so I'll just write that down. Then I will also measure for the front. I'll write it down. So if my measurement is not up to my neck circumference, I will have to increase this neckline. Yes, I will have to increase this neckline. So I wrote down what I have at the front. I think I have 3.75 at the front. Then at the back rather, I have 3.75. Then at the front, I will also measure. So whatever I have, I will add them together, and this must be close to my neck circumference. So after adding mine together, this is on fold. It was around my, like, it was okay for my neck circumference. So I'll just go ahead and continue with the sewing. Let's work on the sleeve. So this is my sleeve. I'm cutting the two together. That's why you are seeing the two colors here. So we've used 6 inches. We've used 6 inches on the bodies. Like, we've added 6 inches extension for the sleeve on the bodies. So now we'll deduct that from our full sleeve measurement. We'll deduct it from it. Then we'll still add extra. It has a puff effect, so that it can, we'll add extra of about 2 inches. So you place your tape like this. As you can see, I'm placing my tape from 6 inches. So my wrist measurement is actually 21, but I want to add about 3 inches for the puffiness. Then I will add extra 1 inch again to hem the edge. I'll be passing an elastic through it. So that's the measurement I'm taking. So just add about 2 to 3 inches extension for your actual wrist measurement, then add extra 1 inch to hem it. As you can see at the top, I left 0.5 inch. So that's what I will use to join it to the bodies. So at this part here, what you measured at the sleeve opening is what you will measure here. I think I measured 7 inches plus, I think, about 1.5, but we don't need 1.5. You only need one here, because you don't need to join this at the shoulder part. So just add your sleeve opening after adding the 2 inches extension. Then instead of adding the 1.5 that we added, just add 1 inch here. I hope you understand. So now you slant this open. Make sure that the lower part is wide, because we'll be adding an elastic to this point. As you can see the shape I have here. So we'll be adding an elastic to this point, and you need this part to be wide, so that the elastic can, so that you can pass the elastic into it. So now this is the sleeve. I'll just notch the midpoint, so that when I want to join it, I'll be able to join it. So this is the sleeve. For the rope, this is what I'll be cutting. So for my rope, I think I have just 4 inches here, and the length is up to you. So depending on how long you want it, and I have the two colors here. So guys, let's start with the joining. So this was the moment of truth when I noticed it was not aligning. Like, the right side and the wrong side were not aligning. See the way I ironed. If I place this should be at the other side. Can you see what I did over there? So I was so confused, but thank God that the fabric, the wrong and the right, is almost the same thing. So I just switched mine. So when you are cutting yours, please ensure that when you are joining, they will be on the same side. I did not even notice. It did not even occur to me at all. So guys, I just went ahead to re-iron what I did here, so that it can fit into the side. Then after re-ironing, I'll just go ahead and join this at the shoulder. So after joining on the shoulder, the next thing is to join the sleeve also. So when I was joining, I also made a mistake of joining the same color to this side. So you are supposed to join this other color to this side. Like, you join the other color to this side. I made a mistake, but I later losing it. So please, when you are joining, don't join the same color. You have to mismatch the color. So guys, let's quickly cut a bishop collar. So for this collar, as you can see the center line, so this is the center back. That folded part is the center back, and this is the center front. So what you have at the center back, you measure it like from here to here, and this other side is for the center front. So the height of this collar I'm using about 1 1/4 inch or just 1 inch. Just use between 1 or 1 1/4. Then you measure. You see at the center front, which is the opening, where we have the opening, you will go up by half inch. Go up by half inch first before you now measure the 1 1/4 or 1 inch. So depending on the one you are using, please, as you notice that I left a little bit of fabric at the lower side, because we'll be cutting this with the sewing allowance, so that's why I left that one. So just connect like this. See the way I'm doing it? So just connect it like this, and your bishop collar is ready. So this should fit in into your neckline. So the next thing I will do now is to just add extra half inch round this measurement. Extra half inch round this measurement. Before you add, as you can see what I shaped at the edge. So add extra half inch when you are cutting round the measurement, so that you don't need to cut another one. Half inch round it. So this is what it looks like. Then you cut another one. So guys, after cutting, what I did was to notch the center back. Yes, I notched the that part there. This is just for the back. So from the one notch to the another is the back. So I'll go ahead and add stay to this. Then I will iron, and this is what my collar is looking like. So it has been ironed and the collar is ready. So it's time to fix the collar to the gown. So guys, I forgot to mention that I've already added my belt to the dress. So what I did, the position I added my belt to is 2 inches above my waistline. So if your waist is 15 inches, that is your half length is 15 inches, the belt should be on 13 inches. I'm sorry I did not show this. The belt should be on 13 inches. If your half length is 15 inches, the belt should be attached on 13 inches point. And I already went ahead to also hem the lower part of my dress. I've ironed this out, and this is what it is looking like after fixing the collar. As you can see, this is what I have. So it's now time to fix your button. So I'm not using a button, I'm using a press button for mine. You can use a normal button and you make your button holes. So guys, I will be using my press button. So I'm marking the point where the press button will be, and I want it just 3 inches away from each other. Like I'll be adding it at 3 inches, 3 inches. So that was what I did. Then I went ahead to attach the button, the cover button, the press button rather. And guys, after doing everything, this is what the dress looks like. It looks really, really fine. Why I chose this press button is because I don't want the button to be visible at this front. As you can see that it's looking as if there is nothing there, but there is a button there. So that was why I opted for a press button. As you can see the sleeve, that I later changed it. And this is the outcome of the dress on me. It looks so fine, so colorful, and thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.